Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are from the first group. The topic is language, mind, and brain. And there are the five members. The first is Nur Aziza, Siti Fatimah, Feliana Harilda Lutfia, Ita Rima Monica, and Erina Rista Aulia. Okay, we would like to present about the universal grammar in mind and brain. In mind and brain, human infant can develop language quickly and involve three interactions, including genetic, external factors, and computing systems such as language. Humans have communication skills because this is influenced by their environment. Its expression is involved in sensory and motor. Children's language development arises from three factors, including innate mechanism, external experience, and language-independent properties. Universal grammar used by human infants is natural language not in accordance with UG principle or universal grammar. The syntax of the structure consists of determining phrases. This phrase or semantic can be bold. Okay, the next slide will be explained by Feliana.
Okay, next.
Feliana, time is yours.
Neural language network. Lexical semantic representation of a single word or list of words differs from sentential semantics, which reflects the relationship of meaning between words and their thematic roles in phrases or sentences. In this network, the temporal cortex appears to favor the integration of semantic and syntactic information, as it is active when natural sentences that include both semantic and syntactic information are processed, but not when artificial grammatical sequences lacking semantic information are processed.
Okay, the next presentation will be explained by Ita Rima Monica. Ita Rima Monica, time is yours.
Okay, language in developing brain in human development, different fiber track follow different maturation trajectory with the dorsal fiber track connection PSTG to BA44 developing quite slowly during childhood. Functional connectivity between left IFG and PSTG can be detected during task-independent brain activation, termed a resting state measure around 6 years of age, and it's shown to become increasingly behaviorally relevant of the age BA44, specifically for syntax and semantic process had not been separated neurally because both of text information require the same brain region. Processing of non-canonical and embedded syntax structure demanding additional computation such as a verbal working memory involved of the inferior parietal lobe, and most of the BA44 and BA44 dorsal regional include the inferior frontal sulcus as a well as tract dorsal fiber projecting from BA44 to the inferior parietal cortex. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ita Rima Monica. The next presentation will be explained by Erina Rista Aulia. Erina, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. In this slide, I would like to explain about comparative neurolinguistics. In principle, a computational syntactic systems that produce structure could have evolved in non-human species, either through descent from a common primate ancestor or through evolutionary convergence with more distantly related species, e.g., songbirds. However, so far there is no empirical evidence so suggests that non-human species have such a system. Therefore, it suggests that language is specific to humans. Next. Okay. Since Darwin, the comparative method applied to human and non-human primates has been taken as a standard approach to uncovering the evolution of language. In a number of studies, human and non-human primates have been compared in terms of their ability to combine words or symbols and their ability to learn and process structured sequences. Then sign language has also been tested with the same result that no non-human primate comes close to the linguistic ability to produce or understand two-word phrases. Behavioral study shows that non-human primates can learn sequences generated by an artificial grammar that produce regular type ABN patterns, but not artificial grammars that produce language with non-regular ANBN type patterns. Since humans can learn both types of language easily, it has been concluded that non-human primates differ from humans in that they cannot process recursive hierarchical structures. The human brain based off grammatical processing ABN is localized in the frontal operculum, whereas the neural substrate for more complex A and B and grammar is localized in the posterior Broca's area or BA44. Others have investigated the neural basis for learning linear sequences in both non-human and human primates using functional brain imaging. Brain activation resulting from the comparison of correct versus incorrect linear sequences, thereby revealing the violation effect differs in humans and macaques in interesting ways. For humans, violation effects were found in the ventral frontal cortex, namely the frontal operculum, but not in Broca's area. Macaques, in contrast, showed neural activation in the homologue of Broca's area for simple sequence violations. Those human and non-human primates differ in the recruitment of brain regions in the left inferior frontal cortex for adjacent dependency processing. Next. Okay. I think before this, on the figure 4. Okay, it's okay. In the figure, I mean, on the book, it's like figure 4, show that fiber track pathways in human and non-human primates. The figure shows the structural connectivity results for newborn humans, adult humans, and macaques. The results of fiber tracking of diffusion tensor imaging data for human newborns and adults with seeds in Broca's area and the premotor cortex. In the adult brain, two dorsal pathways are detectable. One connects the temporal cortex to the inferior frontal gyrus, and the other connects the temporal cortex to the premotor cortex. In newborn, only the pathway to the premotor cortex is detectable. The ventral pathway connecting the ventral inferior frontal gyrus via the extreme capsule to the temporal cortex is present in both adults and newborns. A schematic summary of diffusion tensor imaging data in one human brain in vivo and one rhesus macaque brain post-mortem. Results are shown in figure 2A. In a macaque, the dorsal pathway terminating in BA44 is not well developed. And in human newborns, the dorsal pathway is not yet myelinated and is therefore low in function. In a human adult, in contrast, the dorsal pathway terminating in BA44 is strong, as can be seen in both the diffusion tensor imaging data and the schematic data. It's only in a human adult brain that the connection between the posterior temporal cortex and BA44 is fully developed. Okay, for this slide, so far there is no evidence that non-human primates or newborn humans can persist hierarchically structured phrases. To process such phrases, adult human process specialized networks, including a functionally defined BA44 that is structurally and functionally connected to the left PSTC. Evidence suggests that this tissue is not fully developed in non-human primates and is immature in young infants. Their myelination can follow a genetically determined maturation trajectory during development. Given that non-human primates and human infants are unable to process complex syntactic hierarchies, it can be concluded that a dorsal network consisting of BA44 connected via the arcuate fasciculus to the PSTC is essential for this distinctive human ability. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Erina. The last presentation will be explained by Siti Fatima. Siti Fatima, time is yours.
Thank you. Okay, I will explain about electrophysiology of the internal language code. Empirical data relating to human language emerge from electrophysiological measurement and the frequency of each analysis. This leads to the creation of qualitatively distinct data, allowing us to ask questions about how ensembles of neurons are activated when they process linguistic information, as opposed to where they are located. Neural activity is STG in modulated to track the envelope of acoustic stimulus with different frequency bands reflecting syllables and phoneme levels. The next problem neurolinguistics face is in deciphering the electrophysiological codes that carry structural information, such as a recursive hierarchical structure conveyed by combining operations. Okay, next slide, please. And then the first study revealed that waveform or cortical activity in broadcast area and waveform of the sounds envelope of corresponding speech were corrected during reading aloud, beginning before any sound was produced and even in the absence of speech. When the patient read silently, this correlation between areas of the sounds envelope and cortical activity around broadcast area appear to be sensitive to theoretical linguistics differences between words and sentences. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all from our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.